In just a few days, pitchers and catchers are going to be reporting to spring training in baseball. It's almost baseball season. That's like the sign that baseball is almost here. And that's kind of an important thing, get to this time of year and people are anxious for a new sport. Well, in spring training, all these athletes come together and they play the other teams and they try to display their talents and their giftings, and especially pitchers, they're all fighting for this spot in the rotation. And how they play in spring training is going to impact whether or not they make a starting spot on a team. And as I was thinking about that today, I thought, there's a lot of biblical principles that seem to indicate that this life here, the things we do, the faith that we demonstrate through our actions are going to impact eternity. It's like our life right now is this proving ground, and it's going to impact the responsibility that we're given in heaven. This week at Crossway, we were talking about giving and the impact of giving, the power of giving, what giving can do in and through us in our lives and in and through our church. God is the owner of all things, that the earth is the Lord's and everything and everyone in it. We have got to understand that right out of the gate if we're going to understand giving. You see, everything that we have has been given to us by God. I believe that in the church today, it's God's heart that we would give. I personally think that giving should be in the form of a tithe to start with, and then offerings over and above that. As we learn and mature in our faith, we learn to be generous. And I believe there's some promises associated with that. I believe it says in the book of Malachi, God's asking the people, wow, are you going to rob me? In verse 10 it says, bring in the full tithe into the storehouse, that there may be food in my house, and thereby put me to the test, the Lord says. If I will not open the windows of heaven for you and pour down for you a blessing until there is no more need. You see, God associates generous giving, in this case tithing, with a blessing that will provide for our needs personally and provide for the needs of the community. Giving is an act of worship. Man, if we love God, we're going to have a heart of giving. We're going to have a desire to invest as stewards of His money, to invest in what He is doing. We demonstrate to God our love for Him when we come with an offering and desire to give. So think about these things and ask yourselves these questions in your own life. Begin to talk to God about what would be a responsible way or a good response to Him that would demonstrate a heart of faith in this area of giving. Have a great week.